Hi guys, what's up? It is Anna and welcome to my world. So today's video is another true crime video, and this one touches close to home. So let me just touch base at first. Most of my true crime videos here on my channel are all things from the past, focus more on serial killers, whereas recently I just did a case over the missing children, Tylee and JJ, and their infamous parents now that are all over the news, Lori Vallow. That was or is still a really big case going on right now, and it is very much current in today's time. And now this case that I'm going to be covering today is also very current in today's time. That's my cat's fluffy tail, so if that's what you see, that's technically, it's her butt in the camera. So okay, anyway, today's video is over something that is very much in the news now. It is happening, going on right now as I speak, and it is a missing child case. And like I stated, it touches close to home because this is actually in my home state of Tennessee, and it has gotten attention from national news and headlines because people are claiming this and talking about it, calling this the Casey Anthony Part 2 case. And if you are not familiar with Casey Anthony is a lady who, back in the day, I was young, I was like really young when this happened. She was said to have killed her daughter, Caylee Anthony. It was pretty much known that she pretty much did it, but she was acquitted, which means she got off scotch-free. And it was just a big ordeal. She lied a lot. She was just really scammy. There was a lot of stuff that didn't add up, and it was pretty much well known that she killed Caylee, her daughter, but she did get off scotch-free. She was acquitted, and I actually remember watching that special news report at the court hearing where she got her verdict of being not guilty. I remember watching it as a little girl and thinking, this is gonna be a case that kind of goes down in history, and I can say one day that I sat and watched, you know, the trial. So with that being said, today's video is over the case of the missing 15-month-old girl, Evelyn Boswell, and her mother, Maggie Boswell. So if you're interested in hearing more on this case, then keep on watching today's video. Okay, you guys, I had to go get my Starbucks so I could just sit here and enjoy drinking it while I film. And I need some caffeine to wake me up because I was up pretty late last night just watching interviews with the mother that I'm going to be talking about today, Maggie Boswell. I was up watching interviews quite late. Basically, let's go ahead and start this off. A lot of my other videos were able to start way back and like give a backstory on parents or the killer themselves, etc., etc. Not a big backstory on the mother, Maggie Boswell. So basically all of the contents of this video will be over what is going on in the news today, what is happening, and all of that. So basically I want to start off by saying that the Amber Alert for little 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell went out last week. This is in Tennessee, where I'm from. I actually remember getting the Amber Alert on my phone. I was on a Valentine's Day date with my husband at the Cracker Barrel, and the Amber Alert went off. I'm gonna see if I can actually find it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you this on my phone right here. This is the actual Amber Alert that I got when we were at the Cracker Barrel. Right here on my phone, it just says Amber Alert, Sullivan County, Tennessee. And so yeah, so basically, like I said, this Amber Alert went out last week. Now, one thing that really set everyone off in this case, that really got the pot stirring, I guess you can say, is that the Amber Alert for little Evelyn just went out last week, but she's actually been missing since December of 2019. And we can't really confirm when she was missing because there is conflicting info given out by the mother. There have been some things that says she was last seen on December 26th, obviously the day after Christmas. Some say the beginning of December. It's really hard to know. I'm not exactly for sure when the last time, truthfully, that she was seen, and the mother doesn't even remember the exact date either. So we're just kind of out of luck in that department. But anyway, she's been missing since December, but only just now got reported. So why did it just now get reported? Basically, the mother, Megan Boswell's father, actually reported the baby missing. Of course, he is the grandfather to Evelyn. He reported her missing because the mother did not want to. The mother said that apparently she knew who her baby was with and claimed that she was okay and that she didn't want to report that she was missing. She stated later that she also didn't want to report she was missing because she was worried something would happen if she did. But the grandfather basically threatened Maggie's mother, who the baby was technically supposed to be with, and said, if you do not come forth with her, I'm going to report her missing. So he did. So of course, that is when the Amber Alert went out, and then leads and stuff started to come into the police. The mother, Maggie, is very much in the spotlight for giving a lot of false information. She has changed up her story, but mainly what has really put her in the eye of everybody is her interviews with the news channels. In these interviews, and I'm not one, honestly, truthfully, to watch interviews of like this kind of thing that are in the headlines, news kind of today. I just watch the snippets, whatever they show on the news, but like the whole entire interviews with her are out and they're all over Facebook. And so I just sat down and I watched them, and they were really cringy. And I just want to say, obviously, I'm not a parent to human children, so I don't know how it is to lose, you know, a child in that sense. I don't know, and I couldn't even begin to imagine how, but just based off of me imagining, even dare imagining losing someone that I loved, like them going missing, such as like my mom, my husband, etc. I just know that I could not be as chilled as she was in these interviews. And I know you may be thinking everyone handles things differently, but really, of course, I cannot put the whole interview in this video, but I highly recommend that you go and check this interview out, all of them for that fact, because in these interviews, the mother, Maggie, she tends to smirk a lot. She has a smile on her face, she laughs, and she just basically is like you know, like it's not cool. She holds it together very well. She does the fake crying stuff, like she is trying to force herself to cry in each interview she does, but there is a lot of laughing, smiling, snickering, etc., whatever you want to call it. And like everyone says, and like I know I wouldn't be able to probably get 2 words out that even were audible, that you could even imagine what I was saying, because I would probably be crying so hard, scared half to death. But she acts like this is a walk in the park, like it's some type of game, like nothing is wrong. And you can tell, evidently, like if you're someone that's not good about reading someone's face and if they're lying or telling the truth, I just guarantee you, go watch these interviews, look them up, Megan Boswell. I think you'll be able to tell. So another thing with her is she kind of says the same thing over and over in these interviews, and she's not really descriptive at all. The most recent one I watched last night, it was more of an updated interview that just happened because of some more false allegations that have came out. And this reporter, she interviewed her straight for 13 minutes, and it was cringy because like it was like the reporter was trying to get her to slip up because she kept asking the same questions over and over, some in a little bit different word choices and stuff. And oh my goodness. So imagine you're standing there and like a reporter is talking to you and asking a question like this. I know how hard this must be for you, and I can't even imagine. Is just your family that's making you feel better about this? It is making you feel more confident? Then she would answer,
yeah, it's my family, like they're what is making me feel better about this.
It was like she didn't have any words of her own. It was what the reporter was feeding her, she agreed with. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't have any true words of her own. It was all just agreeing with what the reporter said and going off reporter's ideas of what things could be, if that makes any kind of sense. Another thing that is extremely sketchy is when she is talking about baby Evelyn, she does use a lot of terms in past tense. So like in her first interview that came out with reporters and stuff for the news channel, she would use it as she was a very happy child. She loved to do this. She was, you know, past tense words, which would make it seem very sketchy. And like she kind of knows something is wrong, because most people would use it in present tense, like, oh, she's just such a happy baby, she loves to be around her family, she adores playing with like Barbie dolls. It wouldn't be in past tense. So that was one thing that really stood out to everybody in the case, and just searching over on Facebook, just random people, you know, coming across the case, it really just stood out to a lot of people. Another thing is when asked to describe her daughter, she said the same exact thing over and over again in every interview. And I know exactly what she said off the top of my head. Basically all she said is, she is so sweet. She is just such a sweet baby. She loves Baby Shark and she likes sweet potatoes. That's basically the 3 things she said about her baby in every interview. And like many parents said, and other people, even if you're not a parent, like, I'm pretty sure you would agree with this, is that if you had a child, or maybe you were just said to describe something about your mother or your significant other, you would probably be able to say a lot more things about that person than they love Baby Shark and sweet potatoes and they're so sweet. You would think you would be able to say more about them, right? But in every video consistently, it's just those same things. She just loves Baby Shark, and it's just like, I've never seen someone so uncomfortable in front of the camera in all my born days. Like, you can tell she's just, you can tell there's something up with her. But besides that, that is a lot of like the really off things that just us general public are able to see. But behind closed doors, a lot of things have been going on with false reports. She basically has been giving leads about Evelyn this whole time that have not added up, and so that has obviously frustrated police and investigators a lot, because every lead that she has given has not played out and has seemed to be false. Like, she is kind of leading them on a wild goose chase. So at the beginning, she did say that her mom was supposed to have her baby, and even in the interviews though, she said her mom wasn't really a person to be trusted and her mom's boyfriend was really sketchy. So even the reporter said, why would you leave your baby with your mom? And she said, well, she's my mother, I wanted to trust her. But she just gave her baby to her mom to watch and doesn't remember when she gave Evelyn to her mom. She just said she gave it to her around December, and that's basically it. When asked what clothes she was wearing, she was able to say she was last seen in a hot pink tracksuit with a bow and little shoes to match, but any other clothes that she had, she couldn't even name what they were. And so it's very sketchy, because you think, why would you give your baby, if you loved them so much, to your mom who you know you can't really trust, that she's not the, you know, a good role model, that has a really sketchy boyfriend? Like, why would you give your baby up like that, not knowing how your mother's going to take care of the baby and what's going to happen? You know what I mean? So obviously really sketch things there. So with the lead about her mom, turns out actually her mom and her mom's boyfriend was arrested in North Carolina recently, and the baby was not there. So they did not have Evelyn. I do want to say this case, of course, is in Tennessee, but it is up in East Tennessee, which is obviously close to North Carolina. And there were claims stated that there was a stolen car that the mother had used. It was a BMW. So they found that BMW, like, they were able to track it down. That's where they found the mom and the boyfriend, and there was no Evelyn. And I do want to state that the mother's name is Angela Boswell and her boyfriend's name is William McLeod. So they were arrested and are behind bars now, but there still, like I said, is no Evelyn, so that is a false lead. So let's just go ahead and go a little bit more into what is happening currently right now. And all this has happened within the last week, so technically it all is current. But up until this point, you know, they've been arrested, so that has just went out the door. But the mother is still claiming, basically she just keeps saying, I know she's fine, I know they're gonna get her, they're gonna find her, they're gonna bring her home, whatever. So she's still claiming that she thinks that the baby is safe, when all the rest of America feels like, unfortunately, that the baby Evelyn is probably not safe and she may not even be alive. It is something that it just is not seeming likely in this case. And part of me thinks that, well, all of me thinks that Maggie Boswell herself knows what happened to her baby. I think she knows that she's gone. And I don't think she's alive at this point. That's my own personal feelings, and I think she knows that. And I think that's one of the reasons why she is so adamant in saying, I know she's alive, I know they're gonna find her, the police are doing so good in this investigation, whatever. And I think that's because she knows she's gone. So she's faking it with saying, I just know she's alive. You get what I'm saying? Does that kind of make sense? And that is something that she's saying, which is really weird, because when you look at other people who have missing family members, not only are they hysterical every time they're in the camera, they are worried sick. They're not just nonchalantly throwing out that they think their child is fine. That's some other crazy things. But something that has actually just surfaced that I was listening to last night, the lies that Maggie is throwing out are just heightening, and I think law enforcement is definitely getting more and more upset and mad with the situation, because now Maggie Boswell is claiming that she voluntarily went to take a polygraph test, and that due to the policies of the place, that they are not allowed to give her a polygraph, which is a lie detector test. And she wouldn't say why at first, but now it is coming out that apparently Evelyn's mother, Maggie Boswell, is pregnant again. Whether that's true, we don't know. People are speculating that she is just saying that she is pregnant so that she doesn't have to take one. Although the law does state, because I did read into it, that you can still get the polygraph up to your 3rd trimester. So still nothing with that adds up, although that is what she's claiming. But police have also came out and said that they looked back at the history and there was never a polygraph test even ordered for Maggie. So because of all of these new lies that she has been throwing out, and police definitely getting upset and restless with her, I think that everyone's hopes are kind of getting just more down and low as it goes. I think people are really starting to see even more how fake she is and how there is something really messed up going on. And so luckily police were able to actually arrest Maggie Boswell, I believe it was yesterday, on the false reports that she has given. So there are definitely multiple false reports, obviously, like I've stated throughout this whole video thus far, but the one specifically, I know on the affidavit a reporter read out on a live video I was watching that she was arrested on the count that she had actually first stated when the Amber Alert went out that the child's father had her and that she was completely fine and was with her father. Now Maggie is separated from the baby's father, but she claimed that she had given the custody over to him and that he had her. When the police looked into this, it was just far from the truth, because not only did he not have her, he couldn't have had her because he's actively in the military in Louisiana. So I don't even know why she attempted to lie, because like, hello, obviously the police are gonna find out that that is a lie. Like, I mean, what you think was gonna happen, girl? But anyway, so they were able to arrest her on false reports such as that, and she is behind bars while everything else is ongoing. So another thing that I did find out this morning with this case is they are searching a pond in North Carolina. Unfortunately, there has been over 500 tips given to law enforcement about where Evelyn could be, and they are unfortunately searching a pond where they think that they may be able to find her. Let's cross our fingers, shoot up a prayer that that is obviously just that is not, you know, where she is. But they are at that pond searching today. I know that is an active thing. While I'm filming this, it is February the 26th, and so that is actively happening right now. But with all of that being said, and I know you guys obviously haven't probably watched the interviews yet, but if you haven't, go watch them, and I think you'll be able to find this out for yourself. Something is wrong, completely wrong. No one knows where this baby is. She's completely lied about it multiple times. And you can just tell she's not a good mother by everything she says. One thing I want to just specifically mention that is really just wrong is in the interview I watched last night when she admitted that she was allegedly pregnant. The reporter asked about Christmas and how hard it was for her not to have Evelyn around Christmas time. And she was like,
oh, you know, it was hard.
You know, with like that little smirky smile. And she is also really bad about making eye contact with the camera. She constantly looks down. But like, this is what got me, and this kind of goes off of what I was saying at the beginning of the video, how she just kind of, all of her answers were in agreement with what the reporter was like feeding off to her. So the reporter said, like, did you get her Christmas presents?
Oh yeah, I got her Christmas presents.
Well, what did you get her specifically?
Oh, you know, just a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, can you like say anything specifically that you got her for Christmas?
Oh, you know, I mean, it was just a lot of stuff. Toys and clothes and stuff.
Girl, like, homegirl, come on. I don't understand like how she couldn't name anything specific. Like, you would think if you bought your child Christmas presents that you would be able to recollect what you got, but instead it was just agreeing with the reporter saying, yeah, a lot of stuff. Like, girl, you a bad liar. That's all I have to say. But anyway, I've kind of reiterated the stuff over and over again, and so one more thing that I do want to add: a lot of the people who know her in her personal life, at just different points in her life, have came out on Facebook saying that she has always kind of been this way. She's always been a liar of sorts, and some other people are speculating bad things too. From her Facebook page, there are pictures of her with Evelyn, and they both have bruises on them. I looked myself, and I saw one where they both had bruises. She had a bruise on her head, the baby Evelyn, and then the mother had bruises on her arms. I don't know anything about that, but a lot of people are just coming out and just saying that she's always been sketchy, always been a liar. There could have been abuse going on. We don't know. But basically, everything is still up in the air because there's just been so many lies. We can't tell truth from fiction at this point, but there are things going around, and unfortunately, giving my thoughts, I have a really bad feeling that, you know, this is gonna be like Casey Anthony, I do agree, part 2, and I have a bad feeling that Evelyn just isn't here anymore. And it's so sad, and it just bothers me, and I plan on following this case through completely. I want to know what you guys think down below. If you watch these interviews, or even if you don't, what are your thoughts? Where do you think Evelyn is? What do you think is going on? Do you think that Maggie's mother, Evelyn's grandmother, actually did have the baby and did something with her? A lot of people speculate maybe she sold Evelyn and human trafficking could come into play. Maggie does have a new boyfriend who this alleged second baby's daddy is, and people are speculating that maybe she wants a new life with this guy and their baby, so she wanted to push Evelyn out of their lives because she didn't fit into their perfect family lifestyle. So, like, what do you think? Let me know down below. I am really interested in knowing. And by the way, you guys can help out with this as well. Basically, Evelyn, like I've stated before, was last seen in a hot pink tracksuit with a bow and shoes to match. She is 15 months old. She is 2 feet tall and weighs around 28 pounds. Of course, her picture will be all through this video. Get a good look at it. You can help if you see anything, know anything at all. You can contact the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND. And like I said, Megan is being held in the Sullivan County Jail on a $25,000 bond. And there is reward money out also for little Evelyn. A lot of people have pitched in to, you know, put money in because they really want to see this baby found, and I hope and pray that she is, and I do hope and pray that, you know, she is alive and that what many of us are thinking actually happened to her isn't true. But let me know down below, and also let me know if you want to hear more about this case, if you want me to do a part 2 and update you guys when any, you know, new information is found. I would love to, because I plan on following this case all the way through. And so let me know down below if you want to hear more, and tell me your thoughts. I really want to know. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as you can enjoy something like this. Please subscribe to my channel where you can see more true crime videos and other types of videos as well, such as makeup, fashion, vlogs, crystal stuff, and just much more. So please subscribe to my channel, which you can do by hitting my face right up there, and you can watch another one of my videos by clicking right over there. It would mean the world to me if you would do so. And I hope you guys have a great day or night or whenever you may be watching this, and I will see you guys in my next video.